nail trimming. I see that this is more of a very lightweight, is that a guillotine?
It's a guillotine.
It's a guillotine. It kind of looks like a scissor, but it's got those little indents for the cat. And is it the same with the dog? You look for the quick or the darker?
You're looking for the quick. On a cat, it's actually a little easier. It's going to be very hard to show this on camera. But I go to where the point narrows up a little bit, and then just snip off right there.
Okay, can the camera zoom in on this nail right here, just so that you can see what Laura's talking about? Very easy, see? And if you're holding your cat the right way, you're not going to have to worry about it. If you did cut the vein, do you use quick stop? Same thing.
It's quick stop or a bar of soap.
Okay.
If you're at home and don't have quick stop.
Gotcha.
But you just use light pressure, and I like this kind of a clipper because I have a lot more control.
Right. And it's not heavy duty, it doesn't splinter.
It's not heavy duty. It doesn't splinter, but cat's nails do tend to splinter a little more. She says, I don't want that nail cut. They tend to splinter just a little more than dog nails. They're designed to shed off rather than wear down. So
right, because they're not
so they split by layers. So
there you go.
It's a nice alternative though to decline your cat, is
Right.
to keep the nails back nice and short.
And so let's talk about a product that I used to use on Autumn. I'm interested in your perspective on it, but it's called Soft Paws.
Soft paws are basically like putting false nails on a cat, only they're rubberized.
Right.
And so what they do is you trim them just lightly, and then you fit the soft paw to it and glue it on.
Right.
And then when it grows out a little bit, they'll fall back off. But it's a really nice alternative.
You know what that did for her was it got her used to not scratching.
Right.
And so we never thought about declawing, because declawing, a lot of people know, is very controversial. It's almost like amputating a finger. So we don't want your dog to be your cat, I'm sorry, to be an outdoor cat anyway, but if they're outside, they need their claws.
They need the claws, and they have to go up past the first joint to remove the claws. So they actually are amputating the toes off.
Yeah, so we are not advocating that, although you want to speak to your veterinarian about that, don't go by us. But the Soft Paws, it's a product you can buy at most
Most retail stores have them.
Different colors.
Different colors.
So it can look like you've got painted nails on your cat.
And the cat ones are much smaller than the dog, so you want to make sure that you're getting the model for cat.
Right.
And most of them tolerate it very well. The biggest thing is not getting glue all over the fur.
Right.
It takes a little time to learn to apply them.
I was able to do it. If I could do it, anybody can.
And the secret to cats is they're actually easier to handle with their nails.
Right.
You just squeeze on their little pad and the
nails
extend.
Yeah,
so
extend. That's cool.
So it makes it really easy to put things on.
Well, you and I have discussed cat grooming before, and whereas dogs basically just have their teeth to say if I don't like something, they also have got their claws, and so sometimes it's important to be able to, use some kind of a mechanism so that they don't do that. And you've brought today 3 ways of being able to restrain your cat from biting.
Biting is a real concern. The cat's saliva tends to infect very easily, and it does have, I believe it's Pastorella virus in it, that if it breaks into the skin, you can get some really nasty infections. That's another reason a lot of groomers will not fool with cats.
Right.
So we do protect ourselves from biting on cats. Unfortunately for them, it has to be done. There's methods of restraining them. One I use frequently is called an Elizabethan collar.
Right.
And and I think Autumn's going to be very good about this. It just goes around their neck.
Don't you look
pretty? And you
pretty?
fasten it, and then you can work behind.
Okay, gotcha.
I make sure I hold the scruff of the neck and work behind the cat.
Right.
Or if I'm working with a partner, the partner holds them around the shoulders, and then the other person grooms the cat. We do our cats a lot of times as a team. Because like to get the bellies, you have to stretch them out. That tends to be an area they really hate.
Right.
But that's where a lot of the excess skin is. So
Gotcha.
we work a lot as a team. Another muzzle that I'm not very fond of is a hooded muzzle. This is a common cat muzzle of a few years ago. And it slides over and covers up their little eyes.
Aww.
But
beautiful little eyes are covered.
Well, some cats get calmed when they can't see, other
Right.
cats don't. So
Okay.
it depends. In fact, when I'm blow drying a cat, a lot of times I'll put a towel over their head.
Oh.
And they tend to calm right down.
Parents, take note of that.
Towels over the
Same
head,
thing,
and
yeah.
not heavy, just something they can't see. They tend to get more still and behave better.
Right. Now this one I really love because this makes her
space ball.
Space kitty. Autumn, you're going into outer space.
This is a newer muzzle. It's the best one I've ever found. It fits right over their neck. You fit them down and you Velcro them. But what this gives your kitty is complete freedom to see everything that's going on, complete freedom to try to bite, but she's basically back. She's not going to get me.
Right. I'm surprised at how well she's tolerating this, and I think it's because I've gotten her groomed on a regular basis. How
definitely
often
helps.
would a professional grooming be recommended for a
Our
cat?
cats tend to be a little more seasonal. We tend to see cats twice a year pretty regularly. We do have people that groom them more often.
Right.
But they tend to do their major shed in the fall and in the spring.
So you do it a little bit before then?
Yeah, or right around the time. Once their coat starts dropping pretty heavily, you'll notice an increase in shedding. That's the time to go ahead and
Cool.
really get them in. You want to get them before they get lumpy and clumpy.
And also, if they're starting to get a lot of hairballs, they're probably over-grooming themselves, and that means they probably could use a good professional groom.
But I had a long-haired cat who was a total pig and would not take care of himself, and I bathed him once a month easily, and to just keep his hair under control.
Well, all of you out there, now you've seen the ways that you can keep your cat from having any kind of skin problems, fur problems, looking beautiful, as all cats should. And but if you're too squeamish to try it at home or you want a little bit of extra help, Laura Russell, our Bell Road facility at Villa La PAWS is on ready to speak with you to answer your questions or actually perform the grooming for you. Is there any other last-minute words of wisdom that you'd like to give our cat lovers out there?
One of the issues we're finding with a lot of cats is they've been allowed to get very overweight. And so one of the things that grooming can do for you, you can go ahead and trim up their rear ends so they can't piddle or poop on themselves.
Okay.
Overweight cats can't get around and clean themselves anyways. And so we do an awful lot of sanitary trims on cats, just belly trims, litter box trims to get the long hair not to catch the stuff that's in the litter box.
That's a great idea. So if you are having that problem, don't be embarrassed. It happens to lots of cats. Please tell your groomer and make sure that they take care of that for you. Laura, this has been very interesting, very fascinating. I'm sure that Autumn will never forget her debut on VLP TV. We want to thank you for tuning in to Hair of the Dog, or this month, Hair of the Cat. And we'll look forward to speaking with you again next month from VLP TV. That's Villa La PAWS, cage-free pet resort and spa. Have a great month. Bye-bye, Autumn.